Good morning, good afternoon, my people. Wherever you are, uh, today we're gonna be talking about two two pharmaceutical companies. I don't normally invest in pharmaceutical companies or biopharm companies, but the reason is because of the volatility and sometimes you know the the government institution that is responsible for you know giving approval for for the giving approval for the drug manufacturing companies. Sometimes they don't approve whatever drug these pharmaceutical companies are have come up with, due to stringent measures they have to pass. And the standard, the FDA means Food and Drug Administration in America has to pass on some of these drug companies to be able to pass their product. So it's like a big dice. These companies spend billions of dollars to manufacture these drugs, but they have to go to they have to go to FDA for approval at the end of the day before that particular drug is approved for public consumption. So most of the times, it's very difficult for them to approve those new drugs, for curing diseases. So because of the standard, the American standard for the FDA, they make sure that the efficacy of those drugs are almost 99 to 100% before they can be approved. So that's why it's very difficult. And these companies, they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money, in doing their research and development of these drugs. At the end of the day, those companies don't do well if the FDA doesn't approve the drug in question. So that is why it's a very high risk, high reward investment. Those biopharm companies. So that's why sometimes a lot of people, a lot of investors tend to stay away from them because of the uncertainty surrounding the approval of those drugs. But having said that, you can still make a lot of money. Remember, if you want to invest in it, just remember that you know it's a high volatile investment. It could go up. Your money could go up in flames. At the same time, you could make a lot of money if the drugs have been are approved by the FDA. So if you are doing it, you should. My advice is that you should not put all your money, in it, all your investment money into it. So just be very meticulous. So and choose. Make sure you do your own research. Remember, I've always said I'm not your financial advisor. I'm only here to air my own opinion on the stocks that I have interest in, or what myself will be doing. So, but having said that, do your own research and do your due diligence and make up your mind on what you want to do. But I'm always here to answer your question. If you DM me on my Instagram page, which is eilifecoach.com, then anything you have there, any question you have there, I'm willing to answer it within 24 hours, and you can contact me any time of the day as well. So this biopharm company, like I said, they are money makers, but at the same time, very high risk investment. But like I said before, investment in high risk assets is high reward. It could be high risk, high reward. So if you don't have the stomach, or if you don't have the money to be able to take such risk, I advise you to stay away from them. But today I'm going to be talking about two pharmaceutical companies that I think, my research, told me that they're going to be doing well in the near future. And one of them is a company called Senseonic. I was following the company since last year. When it was it is a penny stock, and like every person knows, penny stocks are highly volatile, very very volatile. That's why a lot of hedge fund and big financial institutions tend to stay away from them until they come up from the over the counter trading platforms. Before, or maybe when they are now listed the big exchanges like Dow Jones or what's it called? S&P 500 or Nasdaq 100, or Russell 2000. That's when, these big investors or big investment banks, start taking part in investing in them. So penny stocks are highly volatile, and unfortunately, this stock is still under penny stock. It's still under penny stock. But the good thing is that the penny stock. For some of you who doesn't know the meaning of penny stock are stocks that are under the price of $5. That's from 0 cent to $5. That's penny stocks, and most of them have a low capitalization. That's mean the value of the companies are very low. As you can see, the value is the stock price reflects the value of the company. So if you are trading in this penny stock, you have to be very careful. You have to have the stomach to weather it. But having said that, people call it millionaire makers because a small amount of money will give you the opportunity to amass a lot of shares. And when they do go up in price, a lot of shares means a lot of money for you because the price appreciation per stock will trickle down to how many stocks you own, which will end up being a lot of money, as opposed to high caps stocks that are very expensive. Maybe you don't have the opportunity to buy as much as you would. So that's why some people, they tend to favor penny stock because it gives them the opportunity to make a lot of money because of the number of shares they were able to buy. But having said that, it's highly volatile. So this stock, unfortunately, is still a penny stock. At the same time, what makes it more uncertain is because it's still a penny stock, and at the same time, it is a biopharm company. So which means it's two factors that make it more volatile and more risky. But having said that, it is still a very good company. Like I said, the market cap for Senseonic Holding, the ticker symbol is SENS. I've been looking at it since January, from last year to January. In January, the stock was at January this year. The stock was at what's it called? The stock was as low as it was as low as 43 cents. 43 cents. That's less than 50 cents. But the stock, shoot up to when they were doing this thing. Like I said to you, it is a medical device companies. They cater for medical devices. So predominantly they are into there's a device there. There is a device they recently went into developing, which is called the Evergreen. This Evergreen, because of the news, the stock shoot up from 48 cents to as you can see here, it shoot up from January 21st at the price of 48 cents to on the 16th of February, it shoot up to $5.27 because of that news of the new device they are going to be developing to be able to for people who have diabetes to be able to manage their diabetes. As you can see here, on the 16th of February, the stock hit $5.27, and it came down again. It came down to $2.52 from that $5.27 to $2.52. On March 5th, 2021. Then again, it came down again from that March to came down again to 218 on the 21st of April. So right now, the company they've done some better testing on those new devices for monitoring diabetes, and the efficacy is 94%. There's two tests they did from two different institutions that checked the efficacy. So they came up. One of them came up for 92%. The other one came up with a 94% efficacy. So the stock shoot up on Friday last week to 40%. Increased in 40% in one day. Then since that time it's been going up a bit. But yesterday it dropped up 36 cents. So right today it's at $3.07. So if you had bought the stock when I recommended it to my private Discord, you would have made a lot of money from 48 cents to where it is today. But due to this particular news of 94 and 92% efficacy in the new device which they made to be able to, for people that are living with diabetes, to be able to manage their disease, this stock is a winner in the long run, in the future for me. I recommend that you should do your due diligence and keep it in your radar. I think it's gonna, that efficacy of 94 and 92% on the on the new device which they did to monitor glucose in people with diabetes. I think it's a life changer for people that are living with diabetes, and almost 50% of the population or more than that are living with this disease, but it can be manageable. But it's more manageable now with this device made by Senseonic Holding. So keep an eye on it and don't let it slip away, the opportunity to make money in it. I think it's going to be a winner in the long run. And the market cap is not too bad. The market cap is presently is at $1.3 billion. The stock is relatively cheap for $3.07. It's gonna be a long time winner. So keep an eye on it so you don't miss out on that one. That's number one in one of the two biopharm companies that I said I'm gonna be talking about today. Another one is Biogen. Biogen is a company that is a high cap company, meaning it's a very big very big company. They just recently been approved by FDA, so the uncertainty is removed from your trading. The well sought after Alzheimer's drug has been approved by FDA, which Biogen did. I saw a lot of call options, a lot of unusual activities in the call option. A lot of people because of that, a lot of people bought the option waiting for the FDA to approve it, and eventually they were lucky FDA approved it, and people have made a killing buying the call option. So I think if you don't want to buy the call option, I think you just buy the stock and hold it. But it is an expensive stock because it's over $300. Wait a minute, let me check where it is today. Okay, yeah, Biogen Inc. The ticker symbol is BIIB. BIIB. That's the ticker symbol. And it's listed in NASDAQ. This is a very expensive a very expensive share. It was at $2.8645. By the time I saw it, by the time I recommended it to my private subscriber, people who subscribe to my channel privately. I recommended it to them, at $286.45. And today this stock has gained. It is now at 400, and as you can see, it is now at $406.94. So those people have made over $120 within 4 days that I recommended it to them, based off of the asthma drug, that was successful in the FDA approval. So, but I still think it's still in early innings. As you can see, yesterday it gained $11.57. Just only yesterday, $2, 2.93, 2.93 cents. Sorry, 2.93%. It gained, that's $11.57 in one day. And from all indication, you know that a lot of companies have been trying to come up with the drug that's gonna cure this Alzheimer's disease. And fortunately enough, Biogen Inc. Is now the first company that was able to be successful in the FDA approval of the Alzheimer's disease drug. So this is a game changer for the industry. This is a game changer for the industry. Remember, the first company that does anything first, always has the leading advantage over other subsequent ones that will be trying in the future. And remember, in pharmaceutical companies, they have a patent. They have the patent right that enables some of these companies to be able to be the only company that will be, that is allowed to, manufacture a particular drug for a particular disease for about 10 to 15 to 20 years because of the patent right, so that they can always maximize all the money they spent in research and development during, the developing the drug. So that's why they get this long time patent, patent right that no other company can get into that space. So for these people to be the first the first to do this Alzheimer's disease drug, I think they're gonna reap the fruit of their labor for a very long time, at least 10 years. So if you buy it now, even though it's an expensive drug now, like I said to you, within 4 days, this drug gained $120. A lot of people made money from the call options, but like I said, some of my private Discord client, they were able to make money, regardless of whether they did bought the call or just bought it ordinarily, So $120 in 4 days is not a bad business. It's not a bad business. So I advise you to get into it now, even though it's at $406.94. I think it's still very early. This stock can go up to $600 to $800 within the space of 6 months to 1 year. That's what I reckon. So I think you should get into it now before you miss out on it. This stock is more likely, to double in price within 1 year. That's my prediction. So look into it, do your due diligence. I highly recommend it. Biogen Inc. Ticker symbol BIIB. Okay. Another stock I'm going to be talking about, that is not. It is not. The stock is not a biopharmaceutical companies or biopharma stock. It is a stock that it just went into IPO few months, about 3-4 months ago this year. It's called Scales. Scale is spelled as SKILLZ. I repeat, SKILLZ. Scales. This scale is a computer gaming computer gaming stock. This company is just a new kid on the block, but they are very, very good in what they do, and the why I like is that it's still a relatively cheap stock at this time, but it won't be cheap forever. But what they are doing is they're ahead of most of the big companies. There are other people in that space already, namely like Bilibili Inc. and some other companies as well. But these people, their product is unique. What they are doing is very unique. They enable you to do to play the games at the same time. be able to interact with other people, other players as well. So Skills Inc. is a company that I think will do something in the future. They will do a lot of good in the future. And if you're into gaming industry, I think you should look into this one. Yeah, yesterday it dropped off 3%, 3.20%. That's 74 cents. But the stock when they did the IPO, they debuted at I think it was at $10. Within a space of 1 month, they doubled their price to $20, and then came down a little bit. It went up again, as you can see. It went up again. In up to from it has dropped 50% of its 52-week high from January, from December. They did the IPO, as you can see. If you look at this chart, it's at $43.72 in February. That's when people realized what they were doing, and every new IPOs, people sell to take their profit when they do go high, and that's why you shouldn't buy immediately when IPO comes. Wait a little bit and see the market momentum on it before you can invest in them. As you can see, it was at 43.72 in February 5th, and it came crashing down because of the sellers, and people weren't sure of whether the company would do what they promised to do. So it came down all the way from that price to even $12 in $14 on the 19th of April. But it's beginning to take up again. It has a springboard now that will start moving up to where it is today, to $22. So I recommend you should keep it on your radar because of what they are doing, and who the CEO is, the new young founder. This guy with a new vision for the gaming industry. I think you should put it in your radar as well. It's called Skills Inc. Ticker symbol SKLZ, and it's listed in New York Stock Exchange. So that's it. That is what I have for you today. And as always, keep fit and stay well. Remain blessed. Always remember to subscribe to EI Wealth and Health. We're gonna get this money. Just keep on. Let's keep on. Supporting ourselves and believing ourselves and doing the hard work, which is studying and researching. Eventually, your financial goals will be met. And always drop me a question, if you have any, in my Instagram page, which is eiolifecoach.com. Thank you for watching, and always remember to subscribe to my channel, EI Wealth and Health. Thank you, and I love you guys. Stay safe. Bye.